Hold up. Don't scroll. Don't you scroll. Don't you give me all that jive about the things I said while I was alive. This ain't 1963. It ain't even 2020. I'm the guy they call Ro, and this is one thing I know. This is our Christmas show. What's up? We're back, baby. Hey, what is going on? Thank you for joining us. While you're over here trying to wrap your gifts that you probably bought at the last minute from Amazon, or you're in the bathroom trying to hide or faking like you're doing in the kitchen. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining the Brothers Crossing. I'm here, of course. I'm Ro, here with Cov. We don't have Nando today. He's a little busy on a holiday season, but we got family here. I got my bro, my biological bro, and my bro in life is Ray DeWalt. And then I got my nephew, and I got Cov's son, Dave Halverson. Y'all in the building. How you brothers doing?
You could have told us you had that starting before we got going.
Yeah, so we're here trying to celebrate. Yeah, we're here to try to have spread some holiday joy, laughter, tell some stories. Make sure you continue to like and see our Brothers Crossing thing as we're going to start season 2 in a couple of weeks. But we want to make sure we wish everybody happy season. So we got Ray DeWalt here. We got David Halverson. Who wants to go first? Tell me, Dave, where you're at, and just tell me a little bit about your family, and then we'll get into this Christmas show.
I'm here in Denver with Cov and Roro. Obviously, Cov is my pops.
Can't you see the resemblance?
Yeah, there's a 6-inch height difference there. Love telling people that. Love showing pictures of Roro, saying that's my unk. But no, excited to do this. Obviously, been watching the show. Excited to be a part of it.
Now, you have a family. You had 2 sons, right?
13 and 2 with a wife. The 13-year-old, his voice is changing. He's getting tall. He's already past Roro and Cov.
Yes.
And then the 2-year-old's just crazy. He just climbs everything. He's rambunctious. You can tell he's scheming on you at times too. He definitely he's good. He already is that kid where he finds pleasure in annoying the parents. So he's gonna be a fun one. Yeah, it's gonna be a long fun time with him for sure.
And then Ray, where are you at? And tell me about your family.
Hey, I'm the older brother by 1 year, by Roro's brother.
Really? Gotta go there? Gotta go there?
Yeah, I do. Definitely gotta go there. I'm in Dallas, Texas. Been here about 8-9 years now. Got 2 adult kids now, and they're
been that long.
Trey's he'll be 29 coming up here, and then Mina's she's 30, 32, 33, something like that. Just became a grandfather in August.
Father, wow. There you go. Yeah.
So it's fun. It's
lots to look forward to.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, but
it is different. There's a lot to look forward to. Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, we're doing well here. It's supposed to be 80 here in Christmas Day, so I'm happy with that. Although I do miss a little snow. Miss a little snow there.
We're having good weather here, but it doesn't feel quite like Christmas because there's no snow. But we'll take it.
I do miss
that.
We'll
take it. Well, yeah, like we wanted to bring this group together, trying to share some of our Christmas stories, share a good laugh or two. And so we'll start with you, Ray. I mean, I know when you and I both grew up in our same household, and the thing I remember about Christmas was the generosity of our parents, right? Ray, as you see him here,
Ray Senior,
looking slim. There's Mom. Yeah. And wow, and you see us 3 knuckleheads in the back. Yeah, so
that's crazy.
But yeah, and so what do you remember about Christmas, like that time, that age? It was, it seems like a long time ago.
At that time, it was a long time. It was a long time, but at that time, you don't know what you don't have. You know what I mean? It was just, they made it exciting for us. Our parents really made it exciting for us. Like, we couldn't even go to sleep. It was like, gotta wake up in the morning, get these gifts and all that, and they just made it so exciting for us that you just every year was the same, almost the same. We got a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Mom used to always give us a lot of clothes,
Yeah.
a lot of clothes, a lot of shoes, a lot of whatever, and just the toys,
Necessities.
Rock'em Sock'em Robot. We had that little clip thing, that basketball board thing, So it was a lot of stuff. Look at us! Oh my God!
My God.
Yeah,
Who's that
so-
one? Who's that? Who?
Ah, look at that! Look at right. And it was
Oh, there he is. Always. He's always. Did you have ice cream, Rodney, in your hand? Did you have some ice cream or something in your hand?
I
was that?
did. It was a Christmas Eve. We were ready to go. We were ready to go with a sister.
Yeah,
I was
you did
loving
have some
that
ice
chocolate.
cream in your hand. Where'd you get that from?
Yeah. You had it. Oh, here we go.
Man, everybody becomes Hollywood
Jeez,
here as soon as the
okay.
cameras turn
Here
on.
I am.
But it's hilarious. So you were saying how you were anticipating what was going on.
But you know what? I've never changed like that. I'm always trying to dance. Rodney's always doing something. We're always doing something goofy. We're always doing something goofy.
Yeah.
From 8 to
Yeah.
59, 60. Still the same. They ain't changed.
Yeah. But I think that the one thing I always remember, and going back, and I don't know if you guys did it, Cub and Dave, when you were on your Christmases, but we had this thing where, like he was saying, we were Christmas Eve, we were anticipating, you saw us dancing and ready to go, eating ice cream. But then Christmas Day, you wake up and all the toys were kind of spread out, right? They were all spread out. I would say we had the green couches. You see, we had the green couches and everything was kind of laid out.
Who
And
laid it
all
out, all that stuff out like that?
Santa
My
Claus,
mom and dad.
Santa,
And
Santa.
notice the plastic.
Santa.
Notice the plastic on the
Yes. Super 70s. Super 70s.
Well, you got
Okay,
Rodney eating
so-
ice cream. Yeah, I'd have a plastic wrap too.
Yeah, look
Okay,
at
so
it.
hold on.
Basketball,
There it is.
rock'em
There it is right there.
sock'em
There it is.
robots.
Yeah.
Okay, time
Yep.
out. So all of your stuff was not wrapped.
No.
It was
No.
brought out like Santa Claus had brought it.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yep.
We just
So-
dropped it.
Okay, so was there names put on this stuff? I mean, how did you know who got what?
That's what I was curious about. What kind of fights happened here? What kind of actual rock'em sock'em happened?
Oh, it
We used to
was.
play-
Oh, you
we used to-
hold on. Hey, I got more. But what happened is, like, we would have our own section of the couch. My mom be like, my sister Sheila, your section of the couch is over here. And then Ray's section, so whatever was in that section was all
yours.
yours. It was all yours.
Okay.
And so, but yeah, so we had the
Completely
rock'em
different, yeah.
sock'em rope. Yeah, we had the rock'em sock'em robots, but my
Those
dad's
are together
competitive.
gifts, though, right? Those are those.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the communal pile too, right?
Yeah. And in the honor of y'all saw the Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua fight, but I got this fight clip that you guys are gonna love this one, right? It is a good one. Okay, we're doing rock and soccer. Oh, rock and soccer robots. Then all of a sudden, it's fight time. Let's go. Right?
He's still swinging his hips.
I know. Here they come. There
Okay.
he is.
Dang.
That's Sugar. They call him Sugar.
Oh my God. Where'd you get this from?
Yeah.
Somebody caught one in the
Someone's caught him
chin.
right in the kisser.
Did you see the head snap back? 3
Yeah.
times.
Well,
Dan, he's going
Rodney,
right
I
to
think
the
I had
business.
some
Right,
pent-up aggression
right-
back in the day.
right
I
to
would
the
tell-
face.
I'm gonna tell you what. Rodney always had.
Oh my God.
He had technique. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna grab your head now. That's it. Rodney had technique.
You never turn your back. never turn your back.
Never. I learned that later on in life. Never turn your back. Hey, where you get that from, man?
That video
But
would
those
get
are Christmas
yes on you
tradition.
nowadays.
Yeah, I
Wow.
think that was our Christmas tradition, having a Christmas Eve, and then we throw out all the clothes on Christmas Day, like we said, on the plastic couches. And I think it continued like that for a while.
Long
I don't know.
time,
Where
yeah.
were you and Dave, like Dave, when you were Christmas Eve, what happened when you were young, and then what happened on Christmas Day?
Christmas Eve, I always think of chicken nuggets. Hear me out. Hear me out. No, because we'd always do the drive to drive around, look at Christmas lights, and stop at a
Right.
McDonald's or, you know, it was
Okay.
Phoenix and Arizona most years, or stop at a Sonic. And, you know, Pop's working car rental. He'd always bring home like an SUV or something like that. Or, you know, or we had the minivan and we'd go to Sonic or drive around with chicken nuggets or something like stuff like that and listen to Christmas music. That was every year. That was something that we always did. And go home and one present Christmas Eve. That's usually when socks
One
and
present?
yeah, that's usually
Uh-huh.
when socks and underwear got unwrapped. So, but yeah, I always think of chicken nuggets when I think of Christmas Eve. Driving around, mom singing,
She would make usually
lasagna. Right? Yep.
lasagna. She'd make lasagna.
Yep.
Jacob, you
But
sing
my youth, excuse me.
too?
Let's not. We're gonna lose some listeners.
No, but when I was a kid, I mean, it was nothing like what you guys, from my recollection. I don't ever remember like a traditional Christmas Eve. I really don't. Our parents would wrap everything and have our names on it, but we would all go to bed and then we would wake up super early in the morning. It's still dark
yeah, that's
outside
ours.
while our parents are asleep, and we would go out there and rip all our shit open before our parents ever got up.
Yeah, we
So,
do too. I mean,
that's
we
what
start
I-
playing with our stuff.
That's such
Yeah,
a cubby
yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah,
like,
that's-
Totally.
And
Totally.
there's
So we
fighting,
would-
but no boxing gloves.
Well, there was a lot of that anyway.
You gotta burn that. You gotta burn that.
But
that
yeah,
thing
everything
there.
would be
Yeah.
right.
Oh, that video, you don't want that one?
We just ripped into everything before our parents ever got up, and our parents would get up, and then we'd be like, "Hey, look what Santa Claus is!" Like, "Oh, great," you know. And I remember my older brother and I both got big yellow Tonka trucks. Okay, so we go out front, and we're both like leaning on them with our weight, like running down the sidewalk with them. And remember, they're all plastic, and then the two big black tires and a steel little, you know, axle. Do that enough, and then you pick it up, and the axles fall off because the plastic got hot.
God.
The wheels would fall off. That's a memory that I had from back in the day. Oh, and we got remember Pong
Boom.
when video games
Atari. Is that
first
video?
started coming out.
Oh, wow, yeah. That was just bricks then, right?
Right.
They were
Yeah,
just
it was
little
just
bricks.
a brick. I remember, and this is, I don't know if you guys had them up in Wisconsin, but Best, the store called Best something, like Best Catalog, or the machine
had, like-
malfunctioned like not long after we opened it, and I took it back to Best, and on the back counter were just huge piles of the same thing. They all had electronic issues right out of the gate.
Yeah.
People were piling them back, but we got to play it for a little bit before it screwed up, you know?
Our store was back in the day Treasure Island and
Yeah.
Spartans. Remember
Spartans,
Spartans,
yeah.
right?
Yep.
And then because my mom worked for J.C. Penney's, we were looking like the J.C. Penney catalog every year.
Yes, we did.
You still do, Rodney.
Like, yeah.
Nothing's changed.
That's what I said. He still looks
But,
like a catalog.
It was these shoes. We were a little older, but these shoes that he liked, and they were like getting bad. So my dad was like, "I'll fix them. Don't worry about it. I'll fix them." So my father took some paint or something and started painting his shoes. And Rodney started crying like, "What you do to my shoes? What you do to my shoes?" They're like, what was it,
My
wallabies
shoes
or
went
whatever
from
they
like
call.
Yeah. They went from like a orange hue to like fucking chocolate brown.
I still think that because you got those home movies, Rod. I recorded our first Christmas with Dave when he was a very little boy, and I remember a certain little squeal.
I know. I was waiting for you to say this. Well, no,
So
you-
Dave
you-
was just this cute little boy that was just, super excited. Let me tell you, super excited at Christmas. And
I was easy to give gifts to. You could have given me an avocado and I would be excited.
I'll say this in all honesty, extremely thankful. And, thank you for, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Is this from you? And just, warm and fuzzy. And oh my gosh, it's just, you guys are just awesome.
I don't think
But I remember watching the kids open their gifts and stuff. And there's some memorable moments in there in and of itself. But everything, when Patrick was very young, Dave's brother, everything was wrong. It was the wrong gift. And he would butthead his mother, and Mom, I tell you, that
Yeah, I
it's
tell
wrong.
you,
And
yeah.
yep, and she was like, whatever. Here, open this one instead, and he would be on to the next one. And he would be like, oh yeah, look at this. That's not the right one.
That's not the right
And
Ninja
so
Turtle. That's not the right
went
this.
on and
That's not
it
the
went
right
on and on and
Battletoad.
on.
It's
It was
hilarious.
hysterical.
And he was
But
like
Dave was
4. Yeah.
Yeah, but Dave was just super thankful for anything and everything. He was a very good little boy when it came to that stuff.
Well,
He
just do the Dave voice. Whenever I got a present,
Well,
what would I say?
he was just a little boy, and he had this big old lisp and said yes. Ooh. Oh God, it was just
It's just what I
you could
always
only
wanted.
imagine. At 6 years, yeah, everything was just what I always wanted. At 6 years, at 6 years of age.
So I would
I'll
say
find
me
it.
and Rodney,
Well, every Christmas morning.
Go ahead, Dave.
Well,
Sorry.
every Christmas morning, and it's still this way now. But Patrick would also be the one, my little brother, to pass out the presents to. That was always his little part of it. Was everything would be wrapped. It would be under the tree. Pat and I would go to bed. We'd wake up, and they'd put everything underneath the tree, so Santa showed up. And yeah, Patrick would always be the one to pass out presents. So that's always something I remember too.
As we got older, yeah, Pat would, he would, but usually Mom would very structured pass out, and in order, and make sure everyone was, no one was opening up more than the other at the same time and feeling left out. And then when Pat got old enough, he would start, hey Pat, they're like, here. But he would start with, happy birthday. Happy birthday, Dad.
Happy
It's
birthday.
like, you mean Merry Christmas? Oh, I mean Merry Christmas.
For Christmas? My God.
What you're saying, Pops, was turn around, let me see. I want to know what I got you.
But yeah, whenever you would try and take here, Pat, look into the camera, everything he would have in his hand, and then he would do a.
We still do
everything
that.
was-
We still do that.
Muscle Man.
Yeah. You were gonna say something, Ray? I forgot.
Yeah, I was
Sorry.
gonna say,
Cut you off.
when we were coming up and you saw the Christmas video and all that, me and Rodney have always been competitive, and we played that basketball thing.
The spinning ping
Yeah,
pong
yeah,
ball?
Yeah.
Yeah, the ping
So
pong
we
ball.
would just play that all day. And sometimes Rodney would cry, or sometimes I get mad.
Yeah.
That's an interlude
Yeah.
for me to just say one
It
thing.
is.
Me and Rodney in high school, he was a junior, I was a senior, and our first game we started together on the varsity basketball team. So what happened is that this was a cable game. So Rodney was like, all right, I'm starting. Me and Rodney
Cable
starting.
network game of the week.
Cable network game of the week. All right, we starting. So Rodney, to this day, he'll say, "You never passed me the ball on TV, ever. You never did it."
He never did. Like literally, I would be wide open, and we lock eyes. He was like, "Nope, I am not giving you the ball."
And I'm like, I don't remember, but Rodney was a shooter. So
What
Rodney
position
played
were you, Ray?
a point guard.
He played point guard, yep, and I played shooting guard.
I don't
Yep.
know,
But never got the ball.
But he never got the ball. It was on TV too. He's like, he said, so it's
Yeah, so his uniform is
TV.
probably
So even in a
perfect. His
timeout, you
shoes
didn't
are
look
clean.
at him. You didn't look at him in a timeout. I was like, dude, I'm open. There's like
he
I
did.
ain't
got
like
20
that,
feet
yeah.
around me. There's no one
From
there.
that time
Like,
on to
no
now.
one.
To that time on until
remember
now. To now.
Yeah,
Went the
you
other
saw it.
way.
I saw your eyes. We locked eyes, locked. I think
that's
that,
a
going back to our
competitiveness that-
Christmas stories, and that was over the holidays too. I think, and that was over the holidays when we were doing holiday basketball. And I remember, you guys remember Saint Nick's Day? Did you guys
Yeah, we had it.
ever celebrate that? Like it was like it was a Catholic, so we went to Catholic school, and so I think it's around December 6th. And my mom was like, "Boy, why you crying?" Ray crying like a baby, like he woke up. Yeah, he woke up one day around December 6th. We knew it was Christmas. I'm like, why are you crying? He's like, I ain't got no gifts. I'm like, it ain't Christmas yet, right? He said St. Nick's Day, he was supposed to get some gifts. And he was crying like a baby. We didn't know what the hell you were talking about. Remember that back in the day? That's
Yeah.
when we first moved over to a private school. So
Was it St. Bernadette or
the funny
St.
part
Stephen's?
is that you remember all St. Stephen's. The funny part is like you remember all these early things. And some of them stick with you, some of you don't. Dave, you were talking about on Christmas Eve, you had Christmas music you were listening to. So what was the Christmas music that stood out to you when you were listening on Christmas Eve? Like what kind of song was it?
traditional stuff.
Very traditional, very classical, you know, everything that you kind of hear on the radio.
White Christmas and Jingle Bells.
White Christmas in a couple different ways, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you know.
I'm trying to dance around it, but that's what it was.
I mean, by the song, but
Yeah.
everything else, you know. But everybody singing, totally into, but very traditional.
Ray, what about you? What do you remember? Because I started off the show with a Curtis Blow Christmas rapping. So
that was early on.
Remember that?
So
What other
later in the years? But you know, Temptations.
Yeah.
You know, like Merry Christmas from the Temptations. You know, all that stuff. The traditional
That's
stuff.
right. That's right.
I just remember
that song.
I just remember watching and be excited about watching Frosty the Snowman came on first, and then it was Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yes.
Right? And then it was the Heat Miser guy.
About Charlie Brown Christmas, though.
Charlie Brown Christmas.
And that little, that tree that never could, you know. So it was all that. I mean, all that stuff.
I don't remember that one. I might have been asleep.
No, it was the same. It was Charlie Brown Christmas, but it was a Christmas tree that had the one bulb. On it. It was a goofy tree that Charlie Brown
it
had.
fall over.
Yeah.
But you know, those shows came on every year, and every single year we watched it.
Them.
Every year, even though we'd seen it as far as we could remember back, we still watched it every year.
Yep.
And we just, you know, you just locked in, you know, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer are going to be on. Oh my God, you know.
Yeah. I think the one song, the one song I always remember, I still listen to it to this day when the Coveys aren't over.
He said when the Coveys not over.
Is the Whispers, This Christmas and this Christmas will be. Yeah. So I'm playing for you. If y'all come.
Yeah, please don't.
So as it moved on, so let's.
Well, I'll actually speak about now as a parent with a teenager in the modern age. Like, what do you get him? You know, he's not playing with Rock'em Sock'em Robots. He's not doing a ping pong basketball. Everything is digital. It's hard. It's tough to have something for them to unwrap, you know, like the gift card for video game online. Like you put that in a box and wrap it. So it's hard. You kind of find little like knickknacks and stuff like that because everything's digital. Or if he is getting something like computer related that's for it, it's expensive. That's kind of like his main present.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's, you know, back in the day I'd wake up and I'd have a CD to unwrap. I'd have a DVD to unwrap. I'd have, you know, all that kind of stuff. My video game, you could unwrap your video game now, like music streaming, video streaming, all the games, you just download them now. So from a parent, it's almost tough trying to just kind of continue that feeling of excitement to wake up Christmas morning to have all your stuff to unwrap when
everything's online.
It's like, do I just pre-download everything on his computer and be like, yeah, let's put the tree over the computer so it's all right there for him. Like, so that's different. But yeah, me as a teenager, it kind of started to get similar to that. But like I said, I still had DVDs to unwrap. I still had CDs to unwrap. Yeah. So
some
it's
tangible things. Yeah.
Yeah. It's tough now. There's no physical media nowadays.
Right.
And like for me,
filling up underneath the tree with stuff.
You kind of stop buying them.
You're right.
Yeah. You kind of stop buying them what they want and you start buying them what they need.
Right.
And then it's like, well, underwear, thanks.
Right.
You know, that kind of thing.
Right.
Sometimes I'll walk out of Christmas and be like, I would never have bought this cardigan, but I'm so glad I have it. You know, so it does work out. It does work out though. But as a grandparent, like what I always wanted from my parents was they'd give my kids like awesome presents, and I'd be like, "Can we write Santa on that one too?" From Santa.
Yeah. No, I think that is funny but I guess the point, we remember kind of all the hard things we can touch when we were young, but then we started getting older, and like you said, Dave, you kind of still had it in your generation, but now there's nothing to touch. They want money, and it's not even cash. This could be on a card. It's like things start to change, and even to me, at least with our family, we used to do our extended family used to get together. Like my dad had 8 siblings. We'd all get together and we have a gift exchange. We pick a name, and that just kind of falls off over the years. And it's funny how everything starts to fall off, starts to change.
Yeah.
I probably haven't bought Ray a gift in 10 years, right? Be honest, but it's
Longer than
kind of
that.
like things.
Longer than
Yeah.
changes.
Somebody's
No,
keeping
You're a
track.
senior and a junior,
it don't
right?
matter. Yeah, it don't matter. You know, when you get to this age, I just talked to my wife the other day. I'm like, we haven't done it in 5 years, me and her exchanging gifts. So I was like, kind of like, well, we need to do that because we're going to afterwards going to get something, or during the course of the year, we'll get something, you know, for ourselves. So it's all about the kids. As far as that, you know, that wears off a little bit. Okay.
Roro, you
Well,
mentioned
yeah, I mean, I think
you mentioned
Go
the
ahead.
extended family part of it, and when we lived in Phoenix, that was the best part of Christmas. Was, you know, Nana and Papa come over. Mickey was there with Sean. Aunt Tina and Sarah were there for a while, but then, you know, you guys moved, or they moved up to Wisconsin, where they ended up meeting you, which was great. Then we ended up moving to Yuma. I feel like we didn't have that extended family aspect of it, but when it was just us, that was one thing that I appreciate, was just the closeness of the immediate family. And then I think as I got older as a teenager, people picked up on that. Like Josh was always over for Christmas, my friend growing up, because it was such like a warm and close and loving household. Our house was always like the place to be, whether it was with all the extended family or just friends. But
It was a
that was
gathering
something-
area.
Yeah, you and Mom always did a good job. Everyone was welcome. It was warm. It was close. It was loving, you know, even if it was just the four of us. So that's one thing I always remember and appreciated about it. And love being up here now so that we all can be together too. So
Yeah, I think that's the thing. You know, all of us get older, we kind of move away, and the kids start to do their own thing. And I guess the point on this episode is like, how do we keep each other together and being in the spirit of holidays? And this is what I wanted to do, to bring everybody here. Ray DeWalt over in Texas, telling stories, sharing things. I'd like that part of it. Let's wrap it up. So let's hear from all of you, one at a time. Like, what would you tell somebody who's watching and saying, my family don't love me the same like they used to love me back in the day? How would you describe the evolution of your Christmas?
Well, as the youngest in this group, I'd probably say that my family just don't love me the way they used to. I'm just kidding. The last time I got an Enterprise under my tree popped.
Well, one of the videos that I have, I'll send the other ones, is where you're opening up a box of the little miniature Star Trek ships and
Micro Machines. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I was just looking at those on eBay recently. Mom should have never let me throw them away. No, but as you get older with your family, there's less superficialness. You know what I mean? It's not about the presents. It's about the, getting together, drinking Rodney's scotch because the Broncos won, not the Packers. But no, just like the together, whether we're watching the game or making eyes at each other while Cov is singing on the microphone. As long as we're together, that's one thing that,
Don't ask. Don't ask.
He found a couple that were working for him last time, though, on Thanksgiving. He found something that was suiting him.
Well, Rodney likes to put us in these situations. Your vocal cords are literally tearing in half trying to get up in range with Barry Gibb, and we're both of our voices are cracking. God, it's so bad.
Yeah.
Turn around and you're alone.
But we end up laughing through part of it because you just can't
do it.
Get through it,
Yeah, that's what the holidays are about, being together.
Yeah,
being present.
We all have fun together. That's for sure. Yeah.
So Ray, what would you say? I mean, I know, I was like,
the evolution
we
that
don't
we
get to spend as much time together.
Right.
Yeah.
But what happened is, people's moved away, right? But when my kids were 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, we continued that tradition the way that I see those videos. We did that. We put the clothes and stuff and not wrap them up and stuff like that so they think Santa came in, So we did all that for 5, 6, 7 years, My daughter believed in Santa Claus until I wouldn't say 11 or 12 years old. She believed in Santa Claus.
Holy cow. Wow.
Yeah. Until somebody...
We had a conversation with my boy who's 13. He's like, do you still believe? Yeah, that's good.
So,
keep it going as long as you
can. Yeah. But somebody at school said, Mina, there's no Santa Claus. She's like, shut up. Yes, it is. And I was like 12 years old. But anyway, just the evolution of that. Family is still what it is, right? But, people move on. Things happen. But at the end of the day, the love is still there. There's tons of love still, So we'll continue. It's just the evolution of it, but we try to maintain some type of, and I'll do that with the granddaughter now. So we'll just continue, but there's no less of love there. There's no love lost. Rodney, you know how I feel about you.
Ray, I like what you said I like what you said where you had your Christmas growing up, but then you tried to give the same to your kids. And that's what I'm doing as well. Pop's growing up, mom was always put Christmas music on, let's decorate the tree. And, she'd have a glass of wine or sherry or something like that.
Right.
I have all those ornaments. I have ornaments from 91 on my tree now. Then, I'm sitting there with my glass of wine and my 13-year-old's putting ornaments up. And I was like, that's not the right spot. I'll fix that later. And I was like, wow, I am 100% my mother right now.
Her mother's son.
And I hope, you're doing it with the grandkids. So I hope that, my boy takes some of the ornaments that we have and ends up doing the same and kind of continuing that. So I love that you brought that up.
Dave hit the nail on the head. It was, when we were younger, when we were kids, it was all about what you got, right? And then as we became parents, it was about, what we could give to our kids. And now it's not so much about the giving, it's about just getting together. We're all have busy lives, everybody's doing their own thing. And now it's just, we get a day or two to kind of hang out and just kind of, shoot it and see what's going on with everybody, catching up. And I think it's more about the get together than it is, the gift giving anymore. I get a little bah humbug around this time of year anyway. And I got, there's always somebody in my ear, trying to pet me up, but that's okay. I still enjoy seeing everybody and getting together and chatting it up and see what's happening in everybody's lives.
Yeah.
Keep singing.
No, I think
Keep singing,
for me, it's a matter of.
It's going to get better at some point. It has to.
Not Kurt.
He said he always got a little bah humbug about it, but every Christmas morning you would be sitting there in your robe with your cup of coffee and your Santa hat that had Scrooge initials on it. Yeah, that mom made for you because you were such a Scrooge about it sometimes.
Yeah.
It's an expensive time of year as well.
Yeah.
But as we've grown to this age, we like you guys said, it's about understanding the love you have for your family. You don't really need the gifts. You just want to take a moment to kind of share some stuff with them. I showed the videos of how much my parents gave to us when we were young and over the years. And now we're at an age where we have to give back to them. And I always think about those times where they laid out all the gifts for us. And now I have to give to them, to take care of them, to make sure they have all the things they need. And so that's kind of the connection and the evolution of life for anybody. Be connected. Don't worry about what the gifts are. Just worry about your connection. Worry about the spirit of it. Because one minute you're going to have a lot, and the next minute you're going to be given a lot. So that's it for me. But hey, brothers, good conversation. We got to have more. We're going to have more. This is kind of a kind of interlude between our seasons of Brothers Crossing, season 1 and season 2. We are glad to have you guys here. You can come back. We'll have some more interesting topics. So, Cov, I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Everybody else, we're out. Remember, look left, look right. Brothers Crossing. Merry Christmas. Good night.
See you guys.
Merry Christmas.